What do you need, Lucy?
I need to pack my swimsuit.
I packed it for you. It's in your suitcase. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Hey, can you take a nap?
No, I just want to be awake in the car.
You're just gonna be awake in the car?
Yeah.
So Megan got to go back to work this weekend, which left me with my first weekend alone with all three kids. Like the scaredy cat I am, I decided to come to the lake where there's several grandparents here to help me and great grandparents. So I ran here like a coward because I was terrified to do it by myself, and that was probably the smartest move I could have made. So the way down, Ellie didn't feed right before. She acted like she was good, and she cried 80% of the way, and Forrest cried probably 50%. So I'm trying to, at a stoplight, I try to text like, hey, have water ready so I can heat up milk to feed them. My phone won't send a text. So I call Megan, and I'm like, she's about to go to work. I'm like, can you call your parents and tell them to have stuff ready? The kids are going nuts. 2-hour drive went horribly wrong. Not wrong, they just cried a lot, and I had no way to heat up bottles, so it's not like I could pull over and feed them. And the milk was still somewhat frozen, so it's not even like it was kind of warm. So that was what it was. Got here, and of course the babies are silent when I pull up, and all the grandparents, oh, it doesn't seem like they did that bad. I'm like, oh my god, you guys don't even know. No idea. So we unload them, we get them inside, and feed them, and they're actually taking the bottles great. So they were terrible at taking bottles. The first couple feedings were iffy, but now they slam them. So that's great. The first night went okay. At midnight, I had all three kids, Lucy the 2-year-old, and the two twins, the babies, up bawling at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. So Grandma got up and helped me feed them, which was great. And so heated up milk, fed them, got them all back to bed, went good. And then they woke up again a couple hours later, fed them again, but then Grandpa was up for good, so he stayed up with them, and I got to go back to sleep. So first night, not the worst thing ever. So then that morning we ate breakfast. Lucy, who do you love?
Uncle G, Judy, and Uncle Ron, and Grandpa, and...
Do you love Mommy? And Harvey?
Oh, I got a haircut.
Yep. Well, I'll get it. Who else do you love? Who else do you love? Who? Who else do you love? Tell me, who else do you love?
I have Mommy, and I have Harvey, and I have my babies, and I have Harvey.
And Harvey, and who else? Who else do you love? Do you love Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
That much.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Lucy played a little bit here and played over at her cousin's house, and then she needed to take a nap because she was up in the middle of the night crying. So then she took a nap, and then we went down the water and played. Her friend Maddie was down. They played on the mat, splashed. Great time. Seemed like they had a lot of fun. And then we came back up for dinner, and we chilled the rest of the night. So it was a pretty low-key night. Got the kids in bed around 9. And then that night, Saturday night, was a rough one. Lucy wakes up about 12:30, crying her eyes out. And I'm like, hey, what's wrong? Like, I'm right here. What's going on with you? And she cried louder. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm like, Lucy, you have to calm down. You're going to wake up the babies. And sure enough, she cries louder. I'm like, what is happening? Of course, the babies are starting to fuss. So I put their passy in. I grab her out of bed, and we go in the living room trying to calm her down. Can't figure it out. And I don't know, it was the weirdest thing. and still don't know what was wrong with her. If she had a bad dream or what. Ellie woke up about 1:30, got up and fed her, went smooth. And then Forrest got up hour and a half later, fed him, went good. And then they got up a couple more times, but I just put their passies in, and they hung on until about 5:30, and then Grandpa was up, and he just stayed up with us the rest of the night. So last night I was up pretty much the whole night until he was up, and I took a little power nap. So we get to go, but Sunday we get to go back home to Mama. She's sleeping because she works nights. And yeah, that was pretty much our weekend. Anything you want to say to Mommy? What? What do you want to tell her?
I don't know.
How about I love you and I miss you?
I don't talk to that one.
You gonna tell Mommy you love her?
Don't talk to that one. I'm not ever, but I love.
You don't love her, but you love her?
I love her, but I love her. I'm not ever, I love her.
Oh.
You say love?
Yeah.